This is a drawing of the CNC router table I'm getting ready to build from a CNC conversion router kit that I've ordered. This is going to be just a table to set the unit on, made out of 2x4s with a melamine top. I've got all the parts numbered and labeled so I can cut everything. I went to this home Lowe's this morning and purchased the 2x4s. It took about six 2x4s to cut out all those parts, and I laid it out right here to see how many parts I could get out of an 8-foot 2x4, and got them numbered there. And so I'm going to print this out here shortly and go down to the basement and get started on cutting some of the parts out. Here are some of the pieces of the CNC router kit from CNC conversion kit that I've ordered. They sent me some of the parts. This is the 80/20 extrusions to build the framework, and those are the little legs that will sit on the table I'm getting ready to build. They also sent the aluminum box to put all the electronics in, and this here's the couple bags of hardware to put the 80/20 extrusions together. And this box has got some of the electronics. Got the drivers. Looks like an e-stop, and these are all the stepper motors. I upgraded to the heavier stepper motors, and in the bottom of the box is two power supplies. So I'm just waiting for some of the other stuff to come in, and want to get this table built to set everything on. Well, I went to Lowe's today to get the 2x4s to make the router table out of. Went ahead and got the premium 8-foot 2x4s. Cost a little extra, but I wanted to make sure they were good and straight. And since I only had to get 6 of them, it wasn't that big a deal. So got my drawing printed out here. The camera will focus on it. And got a miter saw set up here to get ready to get started. So I'll get started marking and start cutting the pieces. I'm going to cut all these pieces to the exact length because I'm not going to use a mortise and tenon. I'm just going to use a butt joint and use glue and screws to hold it together. That's what I built this table out of, and it's very sturdy, and I think it'll be fine for what I'm going to do. I believe that's everything except for the 4 legs. Well, that should do it. Got all the pieces cut there. Had one piece left over, part of a piece. But we'll start setting up to drill the holes for the screws. Always like to drill a through hole in the first piece of wood, and then sometimes a pilot hole, but in this soft 2x4s, I probably won't need a pilot hole to screw them together, but I do like to drill a through hole where the screw will clear. So we'll get started on that next. Now that we got all the pieces cut out, we'll pick out the ones that we need to drill. We'll start with the front and back skirt. These are the longest pieces. And we need to drill 2 holes in each end for the screws. We're going to be using the 2.5 inch Phillips head exterior screws. 3 inch exterior screws. Be going through this into the piece going the other way. So we'll see what size drill bit we need. We measure the outside of the screw, the outside of the threads. It's .190, close to that. So we'll see what size drill bit that takes. That's a little bit over 3/16. 3/16 is .187. So the next one up that I have is a 13/64, which measures. Grab the wrong one. Which measures .201. So 190. Screw is 191. 201, it's only 10 thousandths bigger. That should give you plenty of clearance to slide the screw through. The reason I like to do a through hole is so that the screw will go through this first piece, and that will allow it to pull up tight to the other piece. So we'll get the drill press set up with the 13/64 bit. Okay, we'll set the drill press up with the 13/64 bit and use a scrap piece of 2x4 to set it up with. Bring this table up a little bit. We want to drill the holes about 3/4 from the end, which will be halfway into the piece of 2x4 going the other way. And it's 3.5 inches wide. So I like to come in about 3/4 on each side, like that, and drill my holes. So we'll set the fence about 3/4 of an inch back. And then set my end stop about 3/4 in. And we'll drill one side, flip it over, drill the other, then turn it around and drill the other one. So let's try the first piece. It's a little bit long, so I'll use this roller stand to hold the end up. I'll turn on the shop vac to get the shavings up. We've got the front and back skirt drilled. Now we're going to drill the end stretcher down at the bottom for the 2 holes for each of the front and back stretchers. And those are the 30-inch long pieces. The shelf is going to be 24 inches, so it's going to be 24 inches centered on this end stretcher. So 30 inches minus 24 is 6, so it'll be 3 inches in on each side, and then 3/4 more to get to the center of the 2x4. So we'll keep the 3/4 from each side and just move our end stop down to 3 inches and just eyeballing it on the drill bit is close enough. And we'll drill each end of these 2 end stretchers. Drill bit's not the sharpest. It's wanting to lead off a little bit on me, but it's not that critical. Alright, so what's next? We drilled the 2 end stretchers, we drilled the front and back skirt. So I think the only thing left is to drill the legs. We have to drill the legs at the top to go into the skirts, and then down near the bottom to go into the end stretcher. So we'll lay that out now and get set up for that. So we've got the legs here, and the legs are going to be mounted inside the skirt, which will come up 3.5 inches. So they'll be standing up like this against the skirt like that. So we're going to drill 2 holes here to fasten it to the skirt from the inside. So we'll just mark those in the center. Still, again, 3/4 from the edge and halfway between the end and the 3.5 inches, which would be 1 3/4. We'll drill these on one end. Now that we've got the top of the legs drilled to go into the front and back skirt, now we're going to drill the holes for the end stretchers, which the end stretcher is 6 inches up off the floor, so it'll be 6 to 3.5 inches up, which will be 9.5 inches. So we want to be in the center of that, 2 holes in that. So we want to be 3/4 up from the bottom, 3/4 from there. So that would be 6 3/4 from the bottom, and then 3/4 off of 9.5, which would be 8 3/4. And then of course in the center, which would be 1 3/4 inches this way. So now we need to move our fence back. Move our stops in. Move our fence back. Move this dust hose nozzle out of the way. And move back to 3.5 inches. Set the end stop. Stop down and get the cutting hole. Okay, that's those holes for the end stretchers, and I believe that's about all the holes we need to drill for right now. So going to clean off this bench right here and move everything off so we'll have a good solid work surface to start assembling this. So I'll get that cleaned off and then we'll get back to it.